Hey guys, we are live.
We are live.
Gonna wait a minute or two for some people to get on.
There we go. We're up there. Oh, we can see pretty good. Awesome.
How's everyone? Just waiting for a few of you.
Somebody popped up.
I see Nikki's little face there.
Nikki's on there.
And you're on there. Hey Nikki, you're the first one.
She says hi. Hi, Nikki.
How you doing tonight, girl? I see a bunch more people popping on. You guys say hey and where you're from.
Absolutely.
Love to see where you're coming in from. We're gonna wait a few more seconds just for a few more people to get on, and then we're gonna get started. Mm-hmm. Hey, who's that? Celebrate Recovery. That's either Mac and Mary or Rodney.
Somebody.
Johnny.
Awesome.
Hey, Cindy.
Awesome.
Hey, from Brookhaven.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Let's
go ahead and get started.
All right, I'll start. My name is Allen. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ, and I struggle with codependency and anger.
Hey, Allen.
Hey.
My name's Sabrina. I'm a grateful believer. I struggle with codependency and food issues.
Awesome.
So we are so excited about our topic tonight.
Yeah.
We get to talk about CR Connected or Celebrate Recovery Connected, our newest thing from Celebrate Recovery.
New resource.
So if you're on here tonight kind of for the first time and you were looking for, a Devo or some kind of CR, recovery topic, we're getting off a little bit of that tonight so that we can talk about CR Connected, but come back on Saturday, stick with us about
Friday.
This. Oh, Friday. I'm sorry. Friday and then Saturday as well. To continue with those, but I will say, kind of going into this holiday season before we talk about that, please just make sure that you are staying connected and surrounded by people. I talked to someone today who is, just struggling because she reached out and didn't have anyone that she was able to talk to. And so make sure you're staying connected with your local CRs or getting, connected to CR online groups.
Yep.
Whatever you can do, get to meetings if you need them, and make sure you're staying connected and not being isolated, and kind of keep growing that group of support people that you have. Never, ever, ever stop doing that, because
you can never have too many.
You can't.
Yeah.
And there are times you won't be able to get a hold of people, and the more that you grow that base of support, those accountability partners, the more people you have as a resource to reach out to. So please make sure you're doing that, in this holiday season, because it can be a really hard time, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the year 2020.
That's it, man.
So,
for real.
All right. So let's get down to it. Cool?
Yep.
So I'm going to kind of talk about it. What were we going to say?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I was going to kind of talk about Celebrate Recovery Connected. Alan is going to kind of interject here and there, but he is mainly going to really kind of pay attention to comments and questions that are popping up so that we can make sure we get to all of the questions that we possibly can. So if you have questions, make sure that you put them in the comments. Yeah. And he's going to be paying attention to that and just kind of interjecting.
I'll pay attention. There's other people on here as well too. I think I saw Rodney. I'm pretty sure Mac and Mary are on here. Yeah. Nikki was on here. We saw earlier. So there's people from the national team as well. And definitely when we're done, we'll go back through and even read through all the comments too to try to answer some more questions. Some that may evolve a little bit more deeper answers and stuff like that too. So,
right. So once we're done, we'll kind of do that as well.
Yeah.
So
check back.
Yes.
After it's over, replay it and look through the questions and stuff like that as well too. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you answer questions as a state rep or anyone else, if you'll tag the person, with their name to make sure that they get that answer or see that you communicated with them. So.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk about Celebrate Recovery Connected. We kind of have been hinting at this for a while that we've been so excited and had an announcement that we couldn't wait that was going to be coming along and things that we were going to be working on, and this is it, Celebrate Recovery Connected. If you haven't seen anything about it, it actually was released yesterday. And so what this is a subscription service to help bring you ongoing resources to strengthen your own recovery, to grow in your personal recovery, in your leadership skills at your local ministry, to help your Celebrate Recovery grow. It's going to be an amazing tool, and already is, but it's going to continue just getting better and better. And so we wanted to spend tonight, kind of really focusing on Q&A for that. We've already had questions coming in on the CR page, and state reps are getting questions, and we're all kind of fielding questions. And so we thought we would take tonight to just kind of focus on Celebrate Recovery Connected for for questions, feedback, concerns.
What it's about.
Yeah, what it's about. What are the benefits of it? What are the specifics of the service and all that? So first, real quick, let's talk about kind of the why we decided to do this, and then we'll kind of dig into those specifics and the questions that we wanted to go over. So this year has been crazy, right? 2020 has just been insane. And during this time, it's been really easy to get disconnected from people, to feel disconnected from people, from our CRs, from our accountability groups and sponsors and people, just our CR people, our forever family, right? And so for a while we did Facebook Lives. We did what we're doing tonight, but we did it 7 nights a week. And we did that to bring encouragement, to bring devos, recovery topics and discussions.
Keep everybody connected.
Yes, to keep everybody connected. And the response was unbelievable. People were excited, and this was like a lifeline for them, right? For us, it was difficult to maintain that level of 7 nights a week. And so we decided after the summit, we're going to continue, but we're just going to be doing 3 nights a week, which is still amazing. 3 different nights a week. That's like, I can have 3 meetings a week, right? In addition to hopefully your CRs and your CR online groups and all of that. And then on top of that, we have these videos, and then we also have archives on our YouTube channel, Celebrate Recovery official YouTube channel, where you can look up all the old videos, any videos that we've done before. So there's a lot of resources already that we've kind of given for free and that we're going to continue giving you guys. And then we were able to bring that amazing summit to you guys for really, low cost, for the first time ever doing it digital. And again, the response was like unbelievably overwhelming, and the reach was staggering, was something that we did not even foresee happening.
Not at all.
And could not believe. It was amazing. We were able to bring over 15,000 people together around the world to talk about the hope that we find in Jesus Christ, the healing through this ministry, and just be able to be connected in such a way that we hadn't been able to this year at all.
Yeah, it was, you think about the summits in the past, every year, the last several years, we've had 2, East and West Coast, and there's usually around 3,000, a little over 3,000 people there. But because of the pandemic this year, we were forced to not have it in person.
Right.
Went online, which is something totally new again for us at Celebrate Recovery. And like Sabrina said, it opened up to 15,000 people. We had every state in the country and over 44 countries around the world that were watching that content online. So it kind of like, okay.
Right. Well, it was like we heard from you.
Great. Yeah.
That you wanted this to keep going, that you wanted more of this, that you were encouraged and you were excited, and that this contributed to your recovery process and your leadership and all of this. And so for personal recovery, equipping your CRs and your leaders, you wanted more. And so throughout the year, this usually happens for us during one day conferences. We do 1-day CR conferences, usually about 15 a year. Across the country and some overseas, but not a whole lot. We're not able to do that. And so we realized we weren't going to be able to have 1-days anytime soon. We see where we're at in the world, and that wasn't going to be able to happen. And so we wanted to figure out a way to continue that, to continue being connected, to bring you resources and things that you want and need consistently throughout the year. Right into your own homes, anytime you want, on demand. We saw the power of doing this digitally when we did the summit.
Yep.
So we can't meet in person right now, so we're looking new forms to feed and replenish you, in addition to what we do now on our Facebook Lives. We realize that training can't wait until the pandemic is over. We can't just wait and sit back and wait for this to happen, because we don't even really know what's going to happen tomorrow. And so this goes even beyond training for personal recovery, which we've never been able to really do. The need to just get training info out there in a way that we've never been able to do it before. And there's no limits to what we can offer through CRC. Yeah. This is one of the things that's exciting to me about it, is that we can set you up for a win in your personal recovery, your local ministry, your CR as a leader, in ways that we've never been able to do before, with no limits. Like when we do conferences, we're limited to how many talks we can have. And we focus a lot on training because we know we need to get training stuff out there. But now we can focus on personal stuff. We can focus on the different ministries of Celebrate Recovery. cultural communities and the landing and Celebration Place. And there's really just no limit through this resource to being able to do that. And so, were you going to say something?
Yeah, one of the things that I remember when we went to one of the our first summit that we went to is you get your book, right? And it's got all the workshops and stuff in there, and you're trying to figure out which ones you're going to go to. There's so many of them, like you can't make them all.
Right.
And you can't.
You can only go to 4 workshops.
Right. So there's not enough, and so that's a dilemma. And now this is potentially, a resource that you can have where you can see, a lot more different things as well too. And on a national team, they have the same dilemma every year, trying to figure out these are how many workshop topics, spots that we have, as well as locations for them. And now to be able to, so they're limited to what they can teach everywhere. So, you'd see some things come up, and then a couple of years, you might not see it for a couple of years again, and kind of rotate them in and out to try to get new, fresher ideas and stuff like that. But this can be, this is a game changer for this stuff. Yeah.
It is. It's indefinite. In fact, if you look behind me, this is what I've invested in my training with all of the summits and one-day conferences. This is my physical library. Now I can work on building up that digital library, which I love. I love digital. So now that we've, talked a little bit about specifics, let's go over kind of some of the questions. Yeah. So, if you get down to the basics of it, the cost is $99 per year. And it's a breakdown of $825 a month. So some of you have asked about that being put out there. There's not at this time an option to purchase it monthly. It's currently a year-long purchase for $99, but that breaks down to $825 a month, and you'll get 4 to 5 new videos per month. And then on top of it, when you start from the get-go, you get, as a free bonus, all of the summit videos from this year's past summit, which is unbelievable because we had people asking forever about that. Like, I want to watch them again. I've watched some of them 4 or 5 times, over and over, but I want to keep watching them. Like, some of them this was so powerful to me. I want to go back and look at it again. And so we heard that. And so that's part of the kind of initial package for this. Yeah.
And then, you think about, not only the new videos added every month, but that library is going to begin to grow. Yeah. You're going to, you get, eventually there's going to be like hundreds and hundreds of videos on there, and it's the entire Celebrate Recovery program, of the whole umbrella, right? So not only are you going to hear from the national leaders, right? Pastor John, Cheryl Baker, Johnny and Jenny, of course, Mac and Mary, the whole national team, encourager coaches, right? Megan and then, the landing, right? Celebration Place, Broken Chains, mental health. Of course, Cheryl Luke now with the cultural communities. You'll hear about that, all that stuff. These are videos that are going to be coming on.
And just keep growing that library.
Keep growing that library every month.
Which will be on demand. Yeah. And so you'll be able to watch them anytime from anywhere on any, device that you have. Yep. So one of the questions that have come up is, will we offer monthly or quarterly subscriptions at some point? And so right now, like I said, the option is that yearly. And we get it. We hear you. This is tough times. So, for some of you, it's like doing that all at once in one big bulk payment is not something I can do right now. That's what we've been hearing from some. Others are able to do it right away. And we encourage you to do that because this is something that is going to be amazing from the get-go. We are considering this and we're talking about it. Some of that will depend on how it goes with it, because we won't be able to continue to offer this service if people don't purchase it. It's something that we have to kind of see what our options are, how things are working out, and getting feedback from people. And so keep stay tuned for updates on this on a regular basis. It's the first time we've ever, just like the summit, it's the first time we've done anything like this. So we're going to have to see how things go, and we want your feedback and to hear how it's going.
Yeah. And so real quick, there's some questions going back and forth or comments going back and forth about the cost. It is $99 per year.
For the whole year. For the whole year.
It's for a year. $99 per year.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. And for free content, you want to just keep coming to Facebook Lives 3 times a week, going to our YouTube channel, and continue to enjoy those resources as well. And another question that has come up regarding the cost is, why are you charging anything at all? Like, why isn't this just a free resource? And I want to say it would be so awesome if we could do that. If we could offer it for free, we totally would. Yeah. But guys, really, the bottom line is it simply costs money to create and produce videos, websites, content, pay staff and others for their services, run the ministry, etc., etc. It goes on and on. But doing it in this way allows us to get you way more content than we could through conferences, which is the gap that we're bridging with CRC, with the subscription service. Think about it this way. For the cost of a single one-day conference, a single CR one-day conference.
If you walk in at the door, it's $99.
Yes. Yep. So for the cost of one single day, where you would get maybe 8 sessions, you're going to get 50 to 60 videos over the course of a year. And more than 35 additional videos at the start from the very beginning because of the added bonus of the summit videos. You would never be able to match that with one-day conferences. This is unbelievable. You'd have to go to 2 one-day conferences just to get to see both tracks, the sessions of both tracks. And we want to be together. We want to do those conferences in person, and we'll get back to those when we're able to do that, because there's something about being together, right? So that's going to continue, but you'll have this in addition to that. Yeah. With conferences, you'd also have travel costs, lodging costs, meals costs, and you wouldn't be able to watch the sessions over and over again.
Yeah, that's the big thing right there. You can watch them over and over again too. So
pause,
yeah, go
replay.
To the bathroom, come back and
yes, and like really take meticulous notes.
Yeah. Just another thing that's popped up too. Of course, they posted it from Celebrate Recovery Official, but it says this is training, inspiration, and development content for individuals and for ministries as well too. So,
yes, and we'll go over more of that about what you can do with it in just a minute. So the national team can't travel to different states and speak at churches right now. We're so thankful to have a way to do these trainings online. What a great way for us to stay connected and become stronger together through Celebrate Recovery trainings. And, you know, the remote areas that we've never been able to travel to and may never get to travel to, now we can give them training. They can have training. And we've heard that over the years a lot, like, come to my area, come to my area. We can't go everywhere with the live ones.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we had 15,000 people at the summit.
That's exactly right.
That's why.
And think about this as well. You're investing in your spiritual development and your recovery and that of the people that you're leading. Like I said, I invested in my recovery training here. Up here, I've got investment in my personal recovery journey. Over there, I've got a shelf where I have invested in my personal spiritual growth. Another one is education. I have invested money over the years for myself, for my self-care, for my personal journey, for those that help me lead, for my Celebrate Recovery. This is just something else to invest in, you know, in my recovery process. So another way to look at it is, do you pay extra money to eat healthy, to keep your body in shape? You know, people pay for Netflix and Starbucks coffee and whatever it is that they feel they need for themselves. And this is an investment in us and our ministries, our local ministries. Did you have any questions?
Not yet.
Not good. Okay. Good. So is CRC for individual purchase, or does the license cover using it at my local CR? So the primary purpose of CRC is for individual purchase. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. I'm just tripping over myself. This is the only way we'll be able to continue to offer it as a resource. However, the license does cover some uses of it in your local ministry. So I had someone ask me already for my large group meeting, can I play these videos at my large group meeting? And what I told him was that might be something that you might be able to do once or twice a year in place of kind of a special guest speaker, because that's part of the calendar format that's built into Celebrate Recovery. But speaking in general, that wouldn't be something that you would do, because we're talking about our primary audience being the newcomer in the large group meeting, right? And so for them, they need the basics of working the 12 steps and the 8 principles, a very clear path of teaching through the steps and principles, as well as see our testimonies that show them that just like them, others have gone through these struggles and the principles and steps, and they have gotten help and healing through the process. And so we want to keep everything very basic and structured and specific for the newcomer in the large group meeting and in the Celebrate Recovery ministry.
Yes, and also it's one of the DNA points is adhering to the model
right
at Saddleback, and the model is, testimonies and lessons throughout the year with, like I said, a couple of times throughout the year, you have the option of doing a special night where you can do something special too. So,
right.
So that's part of it, why you can't do it during the large, you wouldn't want to show it during a large group because you wouldn't be following the model.
Right. And so doing complementary work outside of that large group meeting is something that's up to the individual, right? Doing a step study is something we want them to do. That's something that's done outside of the general meeting night, right? But also things like doing Bible studies and book studies and, work with your sponsor and different things like that is greatly encouraged and a great part of growing in your recovery. And that's where CR Connected can come in and be a great additional resource for my personal recovery, for my CR, for my leaders and things like that. But where you could use it is you could use little snippets from some of them when you're teaching a lesson that might highlight something that you're talking about. Because part of the DNA is that in the lessons, we keep the acrostic in the scriptures as foundation. And then we personalize it with our own stories and different things. And so you could use a little snippet from one of these videos that supports whatever it is that you're teaching that week. You can also use these in your CR monthly leaders meetings. That is something that you can do absolutely to help your leaders and teach them. But they'll never be able to see all of these videos, by seeing it occasionally at a leaders meeting. And so you can use it as a resource, but what we want is for people to get it for themselves individually so that we can keep the resource going and so that it'll help them in their own personal recovery as well. Yeah.
So someone had posted that just being able to, they've already signed up.
Okay.
Just being able to see the summit videos already this week has been a big inspiration. So that's really cool.
Huge. That was so big during the summit, that we had that Facebook group that was like all of us kind of together, and the excitement and the hope and the encouragement, because we had talks that were about personal recovery, but we also had talks that were about training. And so that's the thing, is that you're going to get kind of all of that. Yeah. So that leads to like one of the questions that we also hear, what are some of the example videos that will be offered? And we've talked a little bit about that, personal leadership for your CR, but it'll be this, the same and not the same, but like it'll include things that we've done at summits, that we've done at one days, or things like the trainings that we've done at those on our Facebook lives, even things we've discussed in conversations with people. Like I'll talk to someone over Facebook, or someone will call me and we'll have a conversation about something, and I'll go, this is something I need to train on, that I need to get material out to people, because this is a good question. This is a good conversation that'll prompt ideas for us of things that we need to talk about, and so there'll be new material. There'll be topics that we've already done that we are reshooting and doing more for currently where we're at with COVID and different things. And so you'll see some familiar workshops, but they'll be completely redone. And so it'll keep some of that good meaty foundational stuff to it, but then there'll be new and updated information in it that is unexpected or different or new. Yeah. And so this is the thing, guys, there's just no limits to it. And we have been so excited about the different things that we could do, not having to say, well, we have to do this. We want to make sure that we teach on this, but we can't do this or this. That's not even part of the conversation anymore.
Right, or having that conversation at the meeting going, okay, we have this many spots. We need to do this many workshops, which are the ones that get left out this year.
Yes.
Someone asked about something for Celebration Place. And you might have missed earlier, but everything under the Celebrate Recovery umbrella, right? So, of course, Celebrate Recovery, the Landing, Celebration Place, right? All the other ministries, culture communities,
Broken Chains,
mental health, everything that's under Native Nations, all that stuff that's underneath there is going to
be a part of this.
Will be a part of it. Yes. Will be a part of it. Yeah.
Like I said, and we want to get feedback, like what are some of the things that you'd love to hear about and love to have training on. One of the first ones I'll be doing is the thing I've gotten the most feedback for is when I do the workshop on inventory, where I do examples on a whiteboard. That's going to be one of the first things that I actually put into the CRC trainings, because that's what I consistently hear. I want a video of that so I can kind of follow it and look at it again. And so things that we get feedback about that we hear, I want to hear more of that those are going to be the things that we can add.
So if you do have questions, like I would like to see this, or I have questions about this, contact the respective leaders of whatever your question is about, like right for Celebration Place or the Landing, Broken Chains, culture,
or your state rep, your local state rep,
and say, ask questions about that. That will generate ideas for them in order to put more content out there.
Yep. Yeah. So your state rep is kind of your biggest resource. If you have a specific question about a ministry, they'll even connect you with the regional leaders for Celebration Place or the Landing or wherever else. And so if you haven't been in contact with your state rep, you don't know who they are, you need to go to celebraterecovery.com under CR groups, find my state rep, and you can get connected to them, because they'll be able to, if they don't have the answer to a question that you have, they have their regional director that they can ask the question to and find out the answer to it. And so make sure that you're staying connected with them. They'll just be all different types of content at all different kind of levels. And so, so for example, this month, right now it's going to be categorized by all of the videos from the summit, and then the videos that we put out in November, and then the videos we put out in December, and it'll kind of be that way. Over time, that'll morph to, tags and categories based on different things. But right now, whatever we put in there for this month has been put under November. And so those videos for this month are Family Impact, Relaunching Your CR, a couple of videos on that, and which again can talk about, what that looks like in presently in COVID, in the middle of COVID, as well as traditional answers to how to relaunch your CR. How do I relaunch my CR if it's meeting? How do I even talk about relaunching my CR if we're still, not able to meet, or we started meeting and then we shut down? It had to shut down again because some of that is happening right now, with numbers going back up. Right. And so another one from this month is Leading Through Discouragement, which is huge right now. A lot of us in leadership have discouragement, but that doesn't just even mean being in official leadership. If we are sponsoring, if we are accountability partners for people, which I hope that we all are involved in, we're leading people, right? And so if we have discouragement, how can I lead other people when I'm discouraged? I go through that. I've had the last couple of years of that being really high, and I've had to continue doing the things that I'm doing, but I also had to learn how to take care of myself in this particular season with things that were going on with me. And so how do I lead from discouragement? And then conflict resolution is also one of the ones from this month, which always gets amazing feedback. And we all need help with conflict resolution, right? That is just a given. It's always going to be a thing. And so that's another one of them, the ones this month, plus the 35 plus ones from the summer.
Right. So there's a lot on there. I think Johnny and Jenny did one, right? Mac and Mary, Rodney are initially to start off this month and stuff too. So Cheryl, yep. Cheryl Luke, yes, that one is should be coming up.
That's the discouragement, leading through discouragement.
That one's the one from her. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Someone posted, this is, I'm bragging on you now, that
gotta find it now.
Sorry, there it is. The inventory lesson alone is worth $99. So,
who said that?
Krista Roberts.
Krista, thank you. I know
so.
Krista. Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Yeah, but
there's so many of them that are like that. It's just, this is worth the investment, you guys. And, given what it cost over the course of a year, I'll give up my Hulu and my Netflix so that I can do something like this, or invest in this as opposed to other things that I invest in for myself. This is important for me, for my ministry, for the people that I lead. For
your recovery.
That's what I meant.
Our
for
marriage.
Me. Yes, that's what I meant when I said for me.
My recovery.
That's about my recovery. Yeah. So it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
any other questions?
I think that's about it. Yeah. If we missed it, we'll, like I said, we'll go back through. We'll look through the comments and stuff. I know there was a lot of people from the national team on here as well too.
So they're probably answering
trying to answer questions as well too. Monthly payments, we're working on that. It's not available yet. That was a question that just came up. Monthly payments, we're not quite there yet.
Yep.
But we're
looking at things, seeing how it works out. We're evaluating things, and so
there,
we'll see how that goes. But if you can get it I absolutely recommend you doing it because, again, just like someone that said they already signed up, just being able to start going back through those summit videos has been a huge encouragement to them. And so during this time, during the holiday season, when discouragement can happen and frustration and, you know, along with all of the happy joy, you know, it's what a great time to be able to have those resources.
Someone said it makes a great Christmas present. There you go.
Yes, I love that.
That's a good one. Yeah,
that is a good one.
A good one. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you for being here.
Thank you so much.
For asking the questions that you might have. You know, keep in contact with your state reps and keep the feedback coming.
Yep.
Love you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.